Let's explore whether formal refuge is necessary for secular Buddhists. This evening's lesson is drawn from a good-hearted question posted on Reddit. The question's title is as follows: do secular Buddhists formally take refuge? And we'll stop right there. So, Sturgeon's Law reminds us that 90% of everything blows, and not in the fun, tingly way. And so there are a lot of teachings out there, regardless of what they call themselves, that can be described as being rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. These superstitious fellows tell us that we have to follow an individual's footsteps with the utmost of precision. If we don't, we will, squander our lives and take a tragic rebirth. Yikes, do we need more stress? So this type of thinking will say, well, if someone devised something called secular Buddhism, then we have to do exactly what he did, and say exactly what he said. That's what us big kids call missing the point. This, of course, as a geek, this reminds me of the life of Brian. During his sermon from his mother's bedroom window, he said to the masses, "You're all different." And the masses responded in unison, "We're all different." And then he continued, "You're all unique." To which the masses responded, "We're all unique." And of course, the irony is in unison reciting, "We're all unique," but while doing the same thing. So the joke was on them. So the question is not, is there an organization that calls itself secularist Buddhists, and is there a way of doing things just so? No, the question is there a way to practice to accomplish what the Buddha accomplished as easily as the Buddha said it was possible to do? No less experience greater peace and joy and love. Yes, there is. Let's continue. The individual who wrote the question continued typing. In many traditions, taking refuge and receiving precepts is the formal entry into the Buddha way. But it's lame. We're basically saying, come recite these Sanskrit words or these Pali words ritualistically 3 times or 9 times, and then let us tell you not to be a horrible person. Let us tell you, not to kill or steal or rape or lie. And it's like, do you really have to be told not to do that? Every healthy, complex life form on this planet has an anterior cingulate gyrus, has a hunk of meat just behind their forehead, which is wired for empathy. Do we really need to be told not to be cruel? Honestly. There's nothing profound about being told not to be cruel. Now, do we need to learn the Buddha's Eightfold Path? Yes, it's useful to learn about impermanence and wishing love and kindness, as well as effortless effort, mindfulness, and meditation. These things are wonderfully useful, but they don't require a PhD. You can master the Buddha's teachings in about a third of a year at just practicing an hour or 2 a day. So from the top, let's talk about ritualism. When one reads the Dhammapada, one quickly stumbles upon a passage in which one learns that it is better to spend just a single hour in meditation than it is to spend an entire lifetime tending a sacred flame. In other words, ain't no use for ritualism. The only precepts we need are found in the Eightfold Path, and they're obvious. Wishing love kind communication, kind conduct, kind commerce. The highest love is spontaneous and uncontrived. The more we practice, what's the word I'm looking for? The more we practice mindfulness and meditation, the more we will experience the highest love, which is spontaneous and uncontrived. That doesn't rely on rules, that does not rely on procedures. The freedom the Buddha offers us is, freedom from our own rage and fear and agenda. The freedom to flow from centered spontaneity. The freedom to flow in love. I look forward to practicing the Eightfold Path with you. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Now, of course, if I was really clever, I would double check to make sure the microphone's working, and it appears to. That's splendid. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. This evening, let's play with the latest iteration of Kind Gaze's easy meditation. But who is Kind Gaze? Described in Sanskrit as Avalokiteshvara and in Tibetan as Chenrei Zig. For those who traverse the path of being rigid, fearful, and controlling, they tend to superstitiously view Kind Gaze as an entity to be worshipped and supplicated. However, for those of us fortunate enough to traverse the path of being flexible, laid back, and loving and laid back, Kind Gaze is simply an archetype whose iconography reminds us that we are already wired to master, no less practice, awareness and letting go, love and letting go, as well as bliss and letting go. Now, just like cooking pancakes, we are going to flip and flop between silent meditation and mantra meditation. So together as a team, let's review the meaning of the mantra. Together. Om I invoke the wish of ending money, jewel of love, and the purifying pain, lotus of letting go. Supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. Please chant with me. Now, please place your your hands in the puckered palm position over your head. Let us invite real imagine Lama Amitabha Yabhyam to the crown of our head, that in the union of bliss and letting go we may train. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite Lama come. As we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite to this crown. What is the philosopher's stone that transforms the worthless lead of mindless mantra recitation into the spiritual gold of mantra meditation? It is twofold. Number one, during the inhalation, we silently and mentally and passively recite this italicized bit. And number two, during our exhalation, We physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 6-syllable mantra 8 times per breath. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us take our first of 4 steps to the mastery of mindfulness and meditation, beginning with the 12-syllable iteration. As we notice our body breathing in, we could silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. As we notice our body exhaling, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. I choose to practice this for 16 rounds, assuming that a round is 1 inhalation followed by 1 exhalation. Now, I'm breathing much faster than you, so in the time that it takes me to do 16 rounds, you might only do 8 or 12 rounds. That's perfectly fine. I count the 16 rounds on 4 fingers and 1 thumb. This is how. During the inhalation, I advance the left thumb. If you wish, you can follow along with me. We turn now to the outer set of preliminary practices. Together, let us courageously exercise the vulnerability to notice other stress, that the seeds of empathy we may sow. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Instead of torturing ourselves with the fear of karma, may we view interdependence as the opportunity for our love to lighten the loads of others. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Rather than torment ourselves with the dread of death, may we view impermanence as that which makes of grasping an absurdity. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Instead of straining to make the most of each precious opportunity to meditate, we could simply flow from the centered spontaneity generated by mindfulness and meditation. So I'm going to do a quick edit. Please bear with me. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to the second step on the path, the second of 4 steps on the path of mastering mindfulness and meditation. As we breathe in, let us silently and mentally recite sitting tall, thus reminding our body to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. During our exhalation, let us silently and mentally recite the 3-syllable verb relaxing. Now, this is not a contrivance because every time we breathe out, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our parasympathetic nervous system, which is ensconced within the lower lumbar region of our spinal cord as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. It is already wired for both mental release as well as physical relaxation. We turn to the inner set of preliminary practices inspired by the final meditation manual of the great Tibetan yogi Dzogchen Paltrul Rinpoche. In our compassion, may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of hating, craving, and confusion, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. One moment, if you please. Okay, I think this will make much more sense. Let's try it again. In our compassion, may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of hating, craving, and confusion. Ah, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay. In our compassion, may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. In all pragmatism, may your liberation of all others be fueled by your reliance on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, described by the metaphor of the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Together, rather than squander our time and energy in defensiveness, how much wiser could it be to learn our mistakes, lessons that effortlessly flow from the centered spontaneity of mindfulness and meditation. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. A life squandered in competition and greed leads not to peace and fulfillment. Better to live in cooperation and generosity. At last, and may this my chewed out crown zone, and then offer all my stuff to all the beings of nirvana and samsara. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to the third of four steps on the path of mastering awareness and letting go. As we inhale, let us silently and mentally recite, "Notice this," remembering this is not a contrivance, for during each inhalation, we are already wired to access our sympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord. It has evolved to support neither extreme of mind blanking nor active concentration. Instead, it has evolved to simply perceive, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. So, silently and mentally reciting "Notice this" during our inhalation is helping us to harmonize our brain with our sympathetic nervous system. Together, let us invite real or imagined Lama Amitabha Yabhyam to our heart mind, that in the union of bliss and letting go we may train. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to the fourth of four steps on the path to the mastery of mindfulness and meditation. Having chanted the mantra 32 times, during our inhalation, let us kick back and watch the antics of mind as it perceives, emotes, intends, reasons, recalls, and imagines. While silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun "this." During our exhalation, let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature, as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb "is." Having climbed to contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Yoda on Dagobah under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. If you've just joined us, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let us view letting go through a philosophical lens as we bring the illusion of the horizontal duality of us and them into the dance of impermanence and interdependence known as Madhyamaka's yoga of inconceivability. Together. All circumstances or loss could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this body or form. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All bodies or forms could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this communication or speech. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All interpersonal speech could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this mind. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All minds could be as impermanent and interdependent, as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which though tantalizing to the eye could be not graspable to the hand. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Rather than indulge or controlling tendencies with the bodies of visualization, emotion, magic, and belief. We could just recite these words in harmony with our breathing and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. Okay, let's try this. That's close enough for government work. Let's continue. May all minds of all beings know be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha symbolized by a tea clay, one syllable seed or bija mantra. So during our inhalation, we silently and mentally recite bija wise. During our exhalation, we silently and mentally recite for all minds. Mani mimi yung, 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 mani mimi yung. May all relationships of all beings know be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communication symbolized by the six-syllable mantra. Mani mimi yung, 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 mani mimi yung. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful Halcyon and Buddha statuary, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined Devi or Yadam, archetype of enlightenment such as Chenrezig. Mani mimi yung, 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 mani mimi yung. May all circumstances or lots of all beings know have the good fortune or boon, as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, land or Vati. Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Yesuwa Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Yesuwa Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Yesuwa Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Yesuwa. Let aside some of the rigidity that confuses metaphors for literal statements, and relax into the flexibility that savors the chance explaining metaphors as similes. As we inhale, all circumstances or lots could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable of what is a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, all bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable of what is a real or imagined octaboyedom of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable of what is a real or imagined mantra of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. Yes, I was quite confused. Please excuse me. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, we could notice all minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable of what is a real or imagined bija seed settlable of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani. Oopsie. Let's bring the 5 body regions into the path of bliss and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever lower abdomen we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imaginable. Gosity set up a lot of green light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever navel we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, as above us a little drum of gold light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chest we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Nakshobesala Balungu blue light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever threat we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, non-metabolic, free of red light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever crown or scalp we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, Vaidocana, subtle bloom of white light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us bring the 5 aggregates into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever body or form we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sensation, such as pleasure, pain, or other we might have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever appraisal of pleasure or pain's intensity or volume we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever impulse, such as pushing, pulling, or clinging, we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever awareness of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination we might have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us transcend the illusion of samsara and nirvana's vertical duality by metaphorically inviting all the real or imagined Buddhas, their paradises, and their denizens to dwell in the 84,000 pores of our skin, thus practicing the body mandala of duality's awareness and non-duality's release. Om mani mimi yung 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 Let us bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. During our inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite relaxing into this. But what does this mean? This refers to whatever we notice during our inhalation. This refers to whatever we notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Whether that which we notice is external, internal, physical, mental, pleasurable, painful, interesting, boring, glorious, or grotesque. Om mani mimi yung 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 mani mimi yung Let us seal this evening's practice with a love that wishes for universal enlightenment and well-being. This time, let us use a percussive chant, which simply means we're going to clap our hands during each syllable. I'll try not to slap the hell out of the microphone, but I make no promises. May all minds of all beings lucid and void now be as wise as a Buddha's mind symbolized by a one-syllable vision. May all speech of all beings resounding yet void now be as loving as a Buddha speech symbolized by a multi-syllable mantra. May all forms of all beings sensual yet void now be as healthy as a Adam depicted in Buddhist statuary. May all lots of all beings appearing yet void now be as fortunate as a pure land of law depicted in Buddhist paintings. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 and 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.